Alright, let's bounce your feet on the floor.
Mr. Wolfus, visitors! Really, Falcon, what do you hope to accomplish in this sleazy back alley establishment? Sleazy? Madame, my back alley office is perhaps a little cluttered and eclectic, but I resent the accusation of sleaze.
Maybe I should do the introductions. Monsieur Roupe, this is Madame Bermort, a friend of mine. Madame, this is...
Renard Wolfus, private investigator at your service. It is a pleasure to meet you, Madame. How stoic. I'm sure you have some pressing question to ask, Falcon, but before we get started, there's something I must tell you. Uh-oh. Is your son dropped by earlier? He informed me of your situation.
Carlson, is he alright?
Oh yes, he's now working with Inspector Hilarity, attempting to unravel the rebel plot. Busted! Just as I thought. It appears that your lackey has solidified his position as a traitor to the Second Republic, Falcon. Perhaps not. Sparrowson doesn't strike me as a person who sides with any ideology.
Don't think
But
you're
you
smart
know,
enough for that.
he asked me the most particular question. Would you like to know what it was?
Of course.
Such information is quite valuable. It would cost, say, 30 francs.
Jerk.
Asshat, give it to him. Yeah, I know how this works. Here's your money, monsieur.
Very good. So on to the question. Sparrowson asks if you're the Viridian Killer. One responsible for random bombings during the July Revolution these 18 years ago.
Why on earth would he ask that?
The inspector had been telling him stories.
So what did you tell him?
Truth, of course. That is, I have no idea who the Viridian Killer is, but I knew that it couldn't possibly be Falcon.
Oh, and how do you know that I'm not the Viridian Killer?
Please, Falcon, you're a semi-drunk bumbling oaf, not a ruthless murderer. Anyway,
It's a
I've started my
perfect
own
cover.
investigation into the Viridian Killer. It's fascinating stuff. Apparently, he was seen in multiple places at once, which leads some to believe that he was actually more than one person.
Huh.
Do you know why they call him, or should I say them, the Viridian Killer?
Viridian is a greenish color, is it not? No, I don't have any clue. Crimson Killer would be a much cooler name.
It appears that no one knows the origin of the name, which leads me to suspect that he, or indeed they, chose their own name.
Ooh.
I'm calling it. Valerity's the Viridian Killer. I'm
This is all
It could be.
fascinating. Fascinating, truly, but we should return to the conversation we had before.
Of course. Monsieur Roupe, I heard that you were investigating the murder at Leale.
I was. The victim was a friend of Mousie's. Or an acquaintance, really.
Well, we want to know if you managed to uncover anything. Did you find any leads? Any juicy clues?
Not as such. It's quite a peculiar case. Did you hear that the murderer wore an eye patch?
Did.
You know what that implies, don't you, Falcon? You only know of one police officer, or indeed one person who wears an eye patch.
And let's go find
Valerity, second page,
Valerity.
third from the right on the bottom, on the middle.
Yeah, it wasn't the bottom, Julie.
I fucked up. I'm about as tired, drunk as Brian is right now, but I'm able to maintain my composure better. The inspector.
And maybe stop stomping your feet on the floor.
No,
Literally,
but
stop
that
stomping
can't
your
be
feet.
right.
Oh.
You wouldn't describe him as a murderous man, would you, Monsieur Roupe?
Murderous? I don't know. He's certainly passionate about finding this Viridian Killer. Who is to say he wouldn't kill in the pursuit of his arch enemy? Falcon, I want to solve this mystery as much as you do, but time is pressing. We have other matters to attend to now. We'll take our leave.
Understood. Until next time, Monsieur Robey.
Goodbye and good luck, Monsieur Falcon. It was a pleasure to meet you, madame. Monsieur Robey? That lioness looked pretty angry. Is this revolution gonna end in blood? Just like 1830?
Most likely, yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Tuileries.
Fine, too late.
Lula.
Ora, Laura, Laura.
But you digress.
Yep.
Let me think. So it takes 10 minutes to walk from the
Plastic encore.
Place de Concorde to this very spot. And the Palais Royal lies 5 minutes north of here. But the crowd will be fairly large and slow. It may take twice, maybe 3 times as long to make the move.
Having a logistics problem, madame?
Perhaps. Plan is to walk the crowd from here through Tuileries to the Palais Royal. But if we take too long to pass the Tuileries, the police will trap us in. We could get flanked and slaughtered. That's a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a second. I just want to cue something up in the event that she has another speech coming up.
You think she's gonna have a speech?
Hold on.
Just say the stuff. Let me do it. I can look for it.
Oh, I got it. Alright, we're good.
Okay.
It's queued up.
And say the line.
That is quite an issue.
Why
Okay,
not
Hugo.
run?
Shut up.
Probably the smarter option. Yeah, whatever. Why not run?
Why not just run? The crowd will mostly be fit and able-bodied. You could probably get most of them across the Tuileries in under 10 minutes, maybe even 5.
Dumb option.
That was the dumb option.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Have you heard of protester joggers before?
You would look silly, but consider it a practical solution. You want to spend as little time in Tuileries as possible? So run!
I'll pass the idea along to Piero and see what he has to say. He's the one in charge of leading crowds after all. Oh no.
Brain Parrot would probably just shoot the idea down, right?
Probably, but I appreciate your input. I don't know if you genuinely want to help, or if you're just telling me what I want to hear out of fear. Thank you, Falcon, though.
It's no problem, madame. For the Second Republic, right?
Right, for the Second Republic.
Yay!
Oh no.
Meh.
We do know something's gonna happen after this.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
The Palais Royal.
See, you're doing it too. The Palais Royal.
Quick, Brian,
Just
get
look.
up and change
No.
chairs with me.
No.
Just look at this den of disgusting fat cats and hypocritical politicians. Oh.
You forgot your favorite word, bourgeois.
What do you think I am? Some kind of commie red?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
The king is probably in there as we speak. Probably sitting in his high chair, stuffing his bloated face with cake and wine while he boasts about being the perfect citizen king.
Did you come here just to moan about the king?
Penguins. No, I've come to assess the potential background. Nuding in the distance. On the day of the rebellion, I might...
cake is dry, Newt.
I might order
me more
Piero
wine
to
of a
set
more
up
pleasant vintage,
a
Newt.
barricade over there. What do you think? It
Yeah,
never ends.
right outside the Palais Royal.
Of course, it's the perfect place for a defensive garrison. We can gather furniture from nearby buildings, build a wall, and position rifles to fend off the police and have a brilliant scene and a wonderful play. What?
There'll be lots of music and singing.
Wait.
Oh,
no,
no.
I actually queued this up. Hold on.
We're encouraging.
But it's not
When
really
the
a-
time is right, it will serve as the ideal location to launch our assault on the palace. What?
So you weren't just throwing empty words in the tavern. You actually do intend on dragging the king out of the palace through violence.
Of course, he will never abdicate on his own volition. I think you can stop that now. They get the point.
Yep.
Sorry. My,
It's not as if we want to see bloodshed, but if it's inevitable, it'll be necessary. I want to be realistic about this. There is no way to bring change in this country without using a little violence at hand. Correct?
I think there are ways. People look back on the violent moments in history, the executions, the wars, the bloody revolutions. But who's to say that the country could not be overturned just through the chance of the people?
A pacifist revolution. Interesting. I would love for such a thing to be possible. If only it worked in America. What?
Nope.
No, we're
maybe.
not smart enough for that.
It would be better to avoid building the barricades. Maybe. At least until it's clear that violence is inevitable.
Sorry. Now I got that song stuck in my head.
Okay.
That's good. That's a good compromise, madame.
Yay.
Now something happens.
Something bad. But he digresses. This is it, Falcon. This is the day we make our stand.
You can stop now.
No.
Continue.
Stop.
Yes. Everything is coming together. As we speak, Fontaine is gathering the protesters at the Place de Concorde. Piero is making preparations to build an armored barricade near the Palais Royal. Just a precaution, you understand, of course. The only question remains, are you ready for this?
Only if you succeed.
Nope.
Nope, not at all. To be perfectly honest, no, I'm not ready at all. You want me to prosecute the king and prime minister, if and when you drag them from the palace, right? Well, I've had no time to prepare. I have no evidence on hand. This whole trial is going to be one big fiasco.
You're too fixated on the formalities, Falcon. This revolution will succeed, and those in power will see justice. That's all that matters. The Vox Populi needs your aid.
So just shoot them.
But, madame.
Come on, let's see how this protest is going.
Shoot her. Shoot her in the head.
If you had a gun, sure.
Falcon and Beaumont arrive at the Place de Concorde.
And there's plenty of non-animal hybrid humans in the background.
Hello.
However, we do
The
see
air
the
is
wolf to
thick
the right.
with chants and shouts and hundreds of protesters.
Can
all
I
of
just
which are
play
not
the music?
furries.
Yep, Brendan, I'll send you the track. You can play it in the background, okay?
There's already music playing in the background.
I know. Replace the music.
A line of mounted soldiers stands shoulder to shoulder outside the entrance of Tuileries.
This is amazing. I had no idea the Second Republic had this many supporters.
But of course, you didn't think we were just a few animals huddling in a cave, did you? The desire for revolution runs deep in the city.
If I remember correctly, the Second Republic Revolution failed.
Everything is in place at the Palace Royal, ma'am. Just say the word and we'll set up the biggest barricade you've ever seen.
I might be wrong on that.
Then we can all storm the building and drag out that cocky king in his chair.
Penguin.
Plus, it's not like this game follows actual history.
Alternate history. There's been a change of plans. We're still going to protest, but we're going to try to do so peacefully. No firing from behind barricades, no violence, no capturing the Prime Minister. Yet. Madame, are you feeling alright? Quite alright, thank you. But what of your desire for a better France? You cannot achieve that without some delicious bloodshed. We can certainly try. Falcon convinced me.
Passing the blame on.
Falcon?
Pacifism seems like the Christian approach. Wouldn't you say, Friar?
Actually, I'm not a friar. Well, I mean,
You think he actually follows his doctrine?
I see. So that's how it is. Excuse me, madam.
Shoot him.
Someone's
I think the
about to
Friar
get shot.
disapproves of the new strategy.
He probably thinks I've gone soft, and maybe I have. But I'm not deviating from this path, if each and every rebel leaves my side.
Don't worry,
Okay.
ma'am. You aren't alone.
We're not here for the violence, madam. As long as you strive for better France, we'll always stand with you. Ta-da.
Ugh, stupid bullet wound. Damn thing's opening up again. What's the news, brother? Is everything in place?
We have a problem, and Mademoiselle refuses to use violence. She's turned timid.
Turned timid? How?
It appears that Lawyer Falcon is something of a lion tamer.
JJ Falcon? That bird is proving to be more trouble than the rooster, I swear.
Brother, listen, if there's no violence, there will be no power gap. One leader will just peacefully replace another. We need chaos for our plan to work.
Guess we'll have to follow through with our contingency strategy. I'll find the victim, you find the suspect.
Dun, dun, dun.
Don't push yourself, brother. You're still injured.
Look at those scum, foul vermin, the lot of them. Mark my words, Sparrowson, every one of these petulant dissenters will take the first opportunity to turn aggressive. They lust for violence.
They don't look too violent to me.
Trust me, this is just how the crowd looked before the July Revolution. It only takes one crazed individual and the entire crowd will explode into a frenzy.
I'm gonna take a guess and think that it was probably Remus and Romulus that were the Viridian Killers.
I'm gonna rescind my previous accusation and agree with Brennan.
Yup.
It's becoming more abundantly.
Hey, it's you.
Raya, it's good to see you again.
No time for pleasantries, Inspector. You're needed urgently at the Place de Concorde.
Me? Why not ask one of the other officers on guard duty?
There's no time to explain. Any minute now.
We have to kill you.
Ah, do you hear that gunshot? It's already begun. Come on, Inspector. We must make haste.
Inspector, I really don't think you should be trusting this friar. He's a two-faced wolf.
Remus has provided me with reliable information in the past. I trust his judgment.
I told you what happened in the catacombs and he was there.
Yes, well, I choose to go by my own
Inspector.
instinct. This isn't up for discussion, Sparrow-san. I have a
He
duty
dead.
to uphold. Yep, he's dead.
Yep.
Stay put. I'll be back in no time at all.
Bang.
Bang. Bang, bang, bang.
But
Bang, bang, dead. Dead,
You're-
bang, bang.
You're gonna die.
Bang, 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 dead, dead. Bang, bang, dead.
Man, what do I do now?
Follow.
I'm looking for someone.
A gunshot? It was nearby, too.
So the friar was right. Violence really is an inevitability.
We haven't reached that stage yet, madame.
All a setup.
I can't afford to take chances. Not at the moment.
Keep going.
Piero, march the crowd to the Palais Royal and construct that barricade.
Aye, aye, ma'am.
Fontaine, Falcon, we're going to find the source of this disturbance. It came from the inspector. It came from here, Inspector. Whoops.
Good job. Good job.
I can read. It came from here, Inspector. Hurry.
Julian.
Moving as fast as these old legs will. Mon Dieu! A body.
But who?
This woman must have been the target of the gunshot we heard. But I don't see a shooter. I think the gunshot came from over here. Inspector? Falcon? Well, I should have known that the Viridian Killer would have had a part in this. Inspector, I'm not...
What do we have here? A filthy cop and a murdered girl. Madam, thank goodness you're here. I saw the whole thing. This poor innocent mademoiselle is approaching the police line with her hands in the air. When all of a sudden, this brute of a police officer yelled, "Get back, you filthy rebel scum!" He drew his gun and shot the bird point blank through her heart. It was amazing.
What is this nonsense? What are you prattling on about, Friar?
You were already told the friar was evil, moron.
Thank you for your input, Remus. It hardly surprised me that a member of the police would be one to cast the first stone.
I think we're all being a little rash. Let's take a breath, examine the situation, and...
Wait a moment. You wear an eye patch. You only have one eye, Inspector.
How observant.
Tell me, were you the policeman who killed the rat in Le Hall 2?
Lele, what are you talking about?
The two incidents of a one-eyed policeman gunning down an innocent victim. There is no way that is a coincidence. What we have here is a filthy, corrupt individual who takes pleasure in oppressing the common citizen. Am I right, Inspector?
Eyes, all of it.
I really shouldn't be surprised that a stupid rebel makes stupid assumptions and comes to stupid conclusions. But open your damned eyes, mademoiselle. I'm not the assailant here.
Don't call me mademoiselle, or stupid for that matter. Your guilt is plain to see. Given the circumstances, I ought to judge and execute you right here and now.
Falcon, don't just stand there gawking. Vouch for me.
Do it.
He clearly hasn't used his gun, so it'd be loaded.
I know this man. Mademoiselle, madame, I know this man. Delicious scenery. He is ruthlessly law-abiding, so much so that I can't envision him shooting a man without just cause.
Oh, shut up, Falcon. I'm done with your idealism. I listened to you, I took your words to heart about avoiding violence, and now a girl is dead. I'm done taking chances here. Remus, help me escort this invalid to invalid to Piero's barricade. I'll decide his fate there.
I'm taking a shot for the fact that my decision didn't matter at all.
I don't think there
Let's
was going
get
to be any
shotguns.
convincing with this. Nope, he's just going to drink the whole thing. Eventually.
Jeez. Come along, Inspector. Wah.
I can smell it.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Fontaine, Falcon, deal with the corpse. Meet us at the barricade when you're done. Don't worry, it'll come in. It'll mean something later.
There's no way this was the work of the police.
You know what, Falcon? I think you might be onto something here. An isolated gunshot that far away from the line, it doesn't make sense. But that's rebellions for you. They're messy affairs. Sometimes innocents get caught in the crossfire, and there's no reason for it. Well, there's no use dawdling. Help me get the corpse off the streets.
I mean, there's going to be a lot more corpse. Why even bother cleaning up right now?
Corpses. Not yet. I'm going to examine the body first.
He has the thingamaboos. Examine the body.
We agree that this wasn't the work of Inspector Viridian, right? Then there must be some clues on the corpse that point towards what happened.
An impromptu coroner's examination.
Coroner! Like a coronet or a coronation.
Okay, fine.
Coroner is never used ever. Bad. No.
You should know the word
Mine are
coroner.
funny. Yours are just why. Stop.
I'm doing it on purpose now.
No, you're not.
Fine, you have 2 minutes.
Yeah, and the room was supposed to be a comedy from the get-go.
Yeah, it was. After that, we're going back to the barricade.
We're examining the
Handprint,
one
handprint,
option.
handprint.
Durr.
Does that look like a handprint?
A
to
bloody
you?
fucking handprint.
Does that
Yeah.
look like a
Click
handprint?
it. God damn it.
Popper. Who cares what it
What's
is?
this mark? It almost looks like
Ta-da.
a handprint made in blood.
Probably the Mademoiselle's. Reaching for
No.
her back.
You can't get a handprint like that with your own hand.
I don't think so. It's the handprint of a left hand on the girl's left shoulder. There's no way a person could comfortably reach that spot on their own back.
I suppose so, but if the handprint doesn't belong to the girl, then who does it belong to?
The murderer, it has to be.
Judge Romulus.
She was dead beforehand. That blood is from Judge Romulus's wound.
Yeah. Alright, Falcon.
The question in my mind is, why is the handprint made in blood? Did the murderer sully their hand on the girl's gunshot wound, or were they injured prior to the shooting?
Wah.
There's so much to uncover here, and no time for a thorough investigation.
Dun, 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 dun.
Blood on the back. Blood on the back. The bullet wound, right? Can you tell me about it, Fontaine?
Well, it looks like the bullet took a fairly straight angle of entry to the Mademoiselle's back.
But the story said she got shot from the front.
The shooter was probably standing behind the victim.
What's the bullet size? You know its caliber?
Let me guess, you're hoping that the caliber of the bullet is different to the caliber of the inspector's gun. That would conveniently get the one-eyed officer off the hook. Wouldn't it? I'm afraid I can't help you. I couldn't possibly know a bullet's caliber without having a good look at the bullet itself.
I think we can get that.
As you can plainly see, the bullet is 3 centimeters deep in flesh.
So
Hey!
you need to see the bullet itself? Help me retrieve the bullet.
You the thingamabobber.
Help me retrieve the bullet, Fontaine.
Retrieve? You mean dig it out?
I assume you have a little more experience in this area than I do.
Well, you're not wrong there, Fine. This will take a moment, I suppose. Here you go. One used bullet. Looks like a standard lead rifle or pistol ball. I'm afraid I cannot tell you its caliber.
Why, it's that?
Bullet fragmented upon impact, monsieur. I gathered all the pieces, but I cannot assess its diameter with any sort of accuracy. Still, I guess it was 13 to 17 millimeters. I can't be more specific than that.
That's an enormous help. Thank you, monsieur. And finally, just click everywhere.
Well, there's the
Hands.
face.
Look at the hand.
There's nothing on this hand.
What about
nothing
anywhere
on
else
this
in the
hand.
body? Like anything else? No. I
No.
guess the
Okay,
head.
the
Just the
face
face.
then. Everyone's been so fixated on who did this, and nobody stopped to ask who the girl was.
I don't know, monsieur. Given her clothes, probably just another working girl.
Just another.
I didn't mean to sound so glib, but it's true. This is one mademoiselle among thousands who live in Paris. Who was she? Where'd she work? Will her family miss her? I don't know. But in the long run, I don't think anybody will care.
I care. I can't afford not to. I don't know who this mademoiselle was, but I'm going to see to it that justice is brought about for her death.
There's like nothing else.
Anything on the ground?
Yeah.
No, the entire ground is like one solid background.
Anything
Nothing
else
special.
to click on?
Arms, back, legs.
No.
Nothing on the
nothing's-
ground.
Nothing's coming up.
Okay.
We're done. I'm done here.
Very good. Let's move this body off the street quickly. And we must hurry over to the Palais Royal. With
Where are you going to
haste.
dump the body? Like a dumpster or something?
Ugh.
Rest in peace, mademoiselle. I'll see to it that justice is done. Everything's going just as planned. The madame's probably fuming right now. She'll attack the Palais Royal, the Prime Minister will flee, and then...
Excuse me, monsieur.
What do you want? I'm busy.
Don't you recognize me, monsieur? I know that my disguises are a little more complex than yours, but I assumed you would recognize Prince Swan when you saw him.
You're Prince Juan?
Indeed, and you're Judge Romulus, the corrupt Judge Wolf. I know what you did. You tried to assassinate the king. You shot the croque monsieur. Just moments ago, I saw you murder a maiden at the Place de la Concorde. You are truly a vile individual, aren't you?
Yeah. As if you have any proof over any of that stuff. I'm out of here.
I also know you're one half of the Viridian Killer.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, 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 ding. Ugh. On any other day, I would gut you where you stand, Fox. But as it happens, I'm a little busy today.
Oh, the Viridian Killer is too busy to kill me? Is that the truth, or is that the bullet wound of yours starting to affect your prowess? You must have lost an awful lot of blood there.
What do I do? What do I do? Oh. Hello, Monsieur Voltes.
Ah, Mr. Sparrowson, perfect timing.
Who now? Oh, you're that fledgling. Guess this is what they call being stuck between a rock and a hard place, huh?
Mr. Sparrowson, be there and help me restrain the Viridian Killer.
This guy. He's the Viridian Killer. He looks more like Judge Romulus to me.
Well, you would be right about that, too.
Yeah. So he's two scumbags in one. Alright then. Yoink.
Ow! Mind the wound!
Shut your whining, Your Honor.
Very nice takedown, Mr. Sparrowson. You may want to check his pockets for weapons. He is something of a notorious murderer, after all.
You could help me with that, you know. Anyways, let's see what we've got here. Aha, here we are.
A pistol, probably the one used to kill the maiden, I suspect. What else can you find, Mr. Sparrowson?
This, eye patch of sorts. Huh. Weird.
Bing!
What would the wolf want with an eye patch?
Ding!
Oh no, this is bad. Very bad indeed.
I don't get it. What's wrong with an eye patch?
There's no time to explain. Mousy! What is it, Mr. Vulpus? What is it? Take this eye patch to J.J. Falcon. If my fears are correct, he'll be somewhere around the Palais Royal right now. Tell him that this belongs to Remus's brother. Hurry now. Right away, Monsieur Wolf. Right away!
You think the fox would be faster than the mouse?
I must go too. I need to find the other half of the Viridian Killer pair before something terrible happens.
Wait, Monsieur Vulpes. What am I supposed to do? What am I going to do with this guy?
You have his gun, don't you? March that wolf to the nearest police station and collect your reward for capturing Judge Romulus.
That is a good idea, actually. Huh. Odd days indeed.